Today we're checking out a Kia Optima with the driver's window will sometimes roll up, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it gets stuck halfway through. So we're going to get into that door panel and see what the heck's going on. Okay, so it just rolled down about 3/4 of the way, and now up and down it doesn't work. So it's either in the switch or it's in the motor. Regular runs nice and smooth, but there's definitely something here that's not connecting here. So we got to take the door panel off, and then we'll go from there and figure out what the heck's not happening in there. All right, so there's a panel here that has come off. There's a screw behind the door handle, and there's a screw in the door pull here too that has to come off. So these usually just pop off. And then there's a panel here covering this screw that just pops off. And there's a rubber little pad inside this here. So that screw's already missing. So a screw there. And there's typically a screw there. So when we put it back together, we will replace that. So now there's just push pins all the way around here. There's no other screws. Should just be push pins, which should pop this thing out. So I'll use my pry stick to get her behind here. Pop these out. So once you get the door panel loose, you've got the inside handle cage is what they call it. It kind of swings in there and then locks in with a clip right there. You got to unclip that. This is that cage. So it just kind of slides in and locks in, pops into the back of the door. It's pretty obvious once you get it in there. It's pretty obvious once you see the way it's set up there, what has to be done. And then you got two connectors here. One for the switch, which is in question here. One for the door locks and mirrors, and then one for the window switches. So this here is our window motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect that door panel back up and plug it in, and then I'm going to see if I'm getting power and ground to this motor right here. If I'm getting power and ground to the motor here and it's not going up and down, well, our problem is the motor. If I test for power and ground here while I operate the switch and it's not getting power and ground here, then it's a switch. Pretty simple. Alright, so I just disconnected the electrical plug-in from the motor right here. The switch is plugged in. I just got it kind of hanging. So I've got this, they call it a Noid light. Use it for injectors, but it's just basically a test light. So it'll plug into that right there real nicely. And now with the power on and operating the switch, that's up, works every time, down. That's auto down, so it'll stay on there. So auto down works every time. Up, 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 up every time. So chances are we got a bad motor, but because this is a super small amperage draw, we need to put a little bit have a bigger test on this thing. So I'm going to go get my higher amperage test light, and we'll put a 4 amp draw on this circuit and see if it really can pull the power. Alright, so what I got here now is it's basically a halogen headlight in a case. I made this little case on my 3D printer. It will pull, one circuit will pull 5 amps, one circuit will pull 4 amps. You hook them together, that's going to pull 9 amps. That's more than enough to test that that motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these in just like I did before. And then we're going to operate that switch. This is going to get real bright. That's up. That's auto down. Up, 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 down. So that's pretty conclusive. We got a bad window motor. Alright, so we got a window motor coming. I'm going to pull this one off. And they aren't too bad to do. Alright, 3 Torx 20 screws. And then you've got there's 3 teeth here, or 3 holes here, and 3 teeth right here on the drive. And basically you line those up, turn it to where your bolts line up, put the screws back in. Super easy.